Today's episode is sponsored by Spartan Chemical Company. Family owned and operated since 1956, Spartan Chemical is a leading manufacturer of superior and cost-effective specialty chemical products sold through select, trusted distributors. Spartan Chemical makes clean simple. For more information, please visit spartanchemical.com. If you are involved in sales of any type for any segment of the cleaning industry, you can't ignore the impact that sales and marketing automation campaigns can do for you. These are powerful catalysts that can earn you the results you need for your company. And today I welcome an expert in this, Dean Mercado, the CEO of Online Marketing Muscle. Dean knows a thing or two about automation campaigns, right, Dean?
Once again, just a little bit. And thank you, Jeff. I greatly appreciate being here with you.
Welcome to the program once again. Glad to have you here. I know talking to you earlier, you're going to speak to, let me look at the topic here, elevate your strategy, 5 game-changing sales and marketing automation campaigns to spark success. Whew, that's a lot.
Yes.
Start us off and tell us why this is such an important topic and some details.
Absolutely. Well, I figured best place to start is with a little bit of a number, some data. Tell us something about what's going on out there. As per the source, and I'll read it off here for you, a source called emailmonday.com, on average, 56% of companies are currently engaged in marketing automation in their business. And of those who are not yet, we're getting another number from them that 40% of businesses that aren't using it yet plan to do so within the next 12 months or so. So marketing automation and sales automation are kind of like the elephant stepping into the room at the moment, along with technologies such as AI, and AI is kind of part of it. It all works together. So if you're not engaging in what marketing and sales automation are yet, you may want to start looking at it because your competitors certainly are. So what is marketing automation? It's basically taking anything that you do. And I would say if you find yourself doing something more than 3 times in the marketing vein, the same thing over and over again, like you're sending out a certain email every single time somebody does this, then your email goes out. Instead of doing those manually, write them once and use automation software to send them out on demand when necessary, right? They get triggered a certain way. So anything that could be automated in that way from a marketing and sales standpoint, and we're usually using artificial intelligence to do that kind of automation, or bots. You may have heard of bots before. Same concept, web bots, robots to do that for you. So now why would you want to use marketing automation? And let me give you some more data from what or at least what the top 4 that we were seeing out there, 4 reasons why. And one of them was increasing your sales revenue. That's one of the biggest reasons why most people will use this. You can get a lot more done with a lot less energy on your standpoint, right? Second big one that we saw was basically improving your lead nurturing. And I love that one because this is an area where most businesses, especially in the service industries, they break down. They don't nurture their audience well enough. And that's just one of the areas that is so often overlooked. And the third one was increasing lead generation, another biggie, right? And I'll give you one more that I got from the list was improving customer experience. And I thought that was really important as well, because we can't neglect the customers we do have, the clients that we work so hard to get them on board. And then we kind of slack off a little bit. Well, automation is a big, big tool for making sure that there's ongoing dialogue, right? And for the most part, if you do it right, your audience doesn't even know that it's not you typing an email right now or sending a text message right now. It just happens automatically, right? As per the way you set it up. So what I have for you now is I believe that every company should be using automation. Every company. You're a service business, you should be using automation. So what I've got for you here is 5 campaigns that often will implement as 5 core campaigns, and they follow along for the most part with what we call a customer journey, their buyer's journey, the way they typically go through processing whether or not they're going to buy and all the way through, right? So the first one that we've got on our list is all about attracting and capturing. We call it the attract and capture campaign, right? So this is more or less like a funnel almost. You may have heard it called a funnel. I don't really call them funnels, but some people look at them that way. It's how you attract the right target market to you with the intention, right, of capturing them into your database, into your list, into your CRM, so that you can then market to them going forward. In my language, this is us converting what we think is a suspect or a lead into a prospect, somebody who's opted in and said, hey, you know, I kind of see you now. I know who you are, and I'm opening myself up to your marketing. Great, right? So this attract and capture campaign is one of the biggest ones we like to implement immediately in a company. You need leads. That's how you start getting them, right? The second big one, now that you got the leads coming in, you need the second big one to then nurture. We call it the nurture and convert, right? So nurture, and then with the intention of converting them into paying clients, right? So the nurture and convert is about, you know, they got on our list. We have to have a way of continuously following up and following through with them to keep moving them closer, to keep warming them up to who we are and how we may be able to solve their problems. So this way we stay top of mind, right? When they need what we do, and they buy when they're ready, not when you want them to. Always remember that. So the nurture campaign is critical to keep them engaged. So when they need what you have, they call on you. You're the first one they remember. So that's our nurture and convert. And then we take it a step further. Okay, we've converted them to a client. So our next campaign is what we call the welcome and wow campaign, right? So we want to welcome that new client properly and consistently. We don't want to welcome this client a great way, and then this client, we forgot to call them, or we didn't welcome them properly. We want to make sure that they're being welcomed the proper way, rolling out the red carpet, so to speak, for them, so they feel like they made the right decision. They're not engaging in buyer's remorse 5 minutes after, right? So our welcome and wow does that proper new client onboarding, and we start setting them up and wowing them. So this way, this fourth campaign that we like to put in place, which is what we call the review and refer, stands a chance of getting that job done. Okay, so now they've hired us, right? We've started wowing them a little bit. We've provided some service. Now we're looking for reviews, right? So the review and refer is about warming them up to doing those reviews, helping make that process happen. And then the next step after reviews are the referrals, right? So review and refer is about moving them, again, further down a path. Now, those 4 campaigns alone took you from what we call a suspect, where they really didn't know who you were, all the way through referring you, which is a phenomenal path to take them on. This is the journey we always want our clients to go on. Now, this 5th campaign I'm going to give you is one that I think is an absolute must for any entrepreneurial company. You've got to have a way to generate cash flow on demand. You have to have a way. There's always a time in your business, and I'd be interested if you could tell me that there wasn't, but any business I've ever bumped into always has that need. At some point, we need an extra $5,000 in the business, an extra $50,000, an extra 150, whatever that number is. This cash flow generator campaign is all about being able to put forward something that can make people buy today, right? Whatever that looks like for you, irrelevant. It's just something that your audience will find valuable enough that they be, you know what, I do need that. I could go for a deep clean today. Or you know what, our office is a little shabby today, or whatever that is. Just think, Black Friday coming up, that's an example of a cash flow generator campaign, right? So whenever you need to generate quick cash flow in your business, having a campaign on demand like that you could turn a switch on, and then all of a sudden it starts creating revenue for you. Very, very powerful and very, very much a game changer for many businesses. So those are 5, and there are a lot more, trust me. But those 5 are staples that I think every single business needs to have in place. And again, remember, when I'm talking automation, it's not just robots doing things without your input. This is how you would do this stuff. And we're just allowing the technology to do things the way you would want them done. Not doing things out of integrity or doing things that feel weird or going to come across as not a good thing to your audience. No, it's going to sound like you. It's going to look like you. It's going to feel like you. It's going to have your values baked into it, right? Because it's coming from you. It's just automated, right? Same difference. So those are our 5, Jeff. What do you think?
Well, I got to say, I love it. I love the progression of these strategies. You know, Dean, I was going to ask you which one's more important, but I don't know if that's a good question because they're all important, especially
they are
leading to the referrals. You can't get to step 4 without the other steps, correct?
It helps if you do. Yes, I mean logically, yes. As far as automation goes, you can automate any one of those in any order you want. Typically, when I step into a business, I would look at it and say, okay, well, where's the pain? Where's the breakdown? Where's the missed opportunity? Where is that biggest opportunity for success for us? So we look at that and we say, okay, well, let's handle that one first. Let's create a result. Let's create new revenue. Let's create new opportunity. And then we use that revenue to keep generating what's next. And next thing you know, a couple of years deep. And I've been using automation in my business, just so everybody knows, since about 2009 was when so I'm an early adopter. I'll never tell you to do something I don't do. And I can tell you for certain that I could not run my businesses the way I do without automation. It's just not possible, right? So it makes a small army look like an enormous army, right? So a huge game changer if you leverage it properly. But remember, just like anything else, it's not a set it and forget it. Don't ever think of anything in your marketing and sales as set it and forget it, because technology keeps changing, right? Look what AI steps in the picture. What happened in 2023? Game change, right? For everyone, game changed. So there's no specific order, but look at what is plaguing you or where your biggest opportunities are and go there first would be what I would say.
So let's say those watching this, small, medium-sized cleaning companies of maybe from office cleaning or residential cleaning, maybe carpet cleaning, floor cleaning. The question they're going to have is, who's going to do this? How do I, who's going to onboard all these strategies, and what's the cost? What is that all going to cost? Right. Is there an answer to that?
Not really.
Okay.
It runs the gamut. Number one, it's going to depends on, and this is something as a coach, I'm always telling my clients, know enough about it so you can manage the process. You should not be the one doing the automating. But whoever is doing the automating on your behalf should know the right questions to ask you to be able to pull the wisdom out of your head so it can be automated. Right?
So would you say one person in a company can do all this as part of their...
Oh, yeah. Oh, so absolutely.
Takes
absolutely.
One. Okay.
Yeah. So you can absolutely, or you can outsource it. You can outsource it as well. The proper consultant will know the questions to ask you to get the information, and then be able to automate that, and then be able to show you, here's how it looks. You test it together, you see how it runs, and you thumbs up or thumbs down it. Do I like it? Do I not like it? If it's done well, I think you're going to be quite surprised, pleasantly surprised, and say, you know what? What else can we do? That's the kind of excitement I know that hit me, where it's like, oh, that's great. What else can we do? And that's where your mind starts going, and it says, okay, this is great. I want more. Yes, because it does things the way you want them to do. It plays right into our clone the owner system that we have, which is all about taking what's in your head, getting leverage on your business so your business works for you, not you working so much for your business. Big difference, right?